Hi everyone. How's everybody's week today?
Good.
Welcome to another week of Girl Talk. How was y'all's week? Good?
I was a little sick. I was like, I don't know what it was. If it was allergies or something. But I got better, so I feel better.
Yay. You look good. Yeah, you look way
You
better.
look good.
You didn't even look like you were sick. I know. Gosh.
I think she
It's
was
the
lying.
makeup.
I think she was lying.
It does.
You got into work 2 days? She got into work 2 days.
No, she was really sick. She really was. She wasn't
I
like
was
really.
dying.
Yeah. She was asleep half the time.
Oh yeah, that's awesome though.
Yeah. All that crazy rain
Oh
here.
my God, it was flooding everywhere.
I saw the video you posted in Castroville.
Yeah, we went to Castro because we're supposed to have a family reunion next weekend, and we went to go check out the park, and half the park was flooded. It was really bad.
Wow.
I haven't seen the water that high since, what was that year that it got really bad that year?
Yeah, 2000, early 2000.
Early 2000s, yeah. My week was okay. It was fun but sad. Sandra left again for another 5 weeks. So, yeah.
We're here for you.
Yes.
I know.
And it'll go by fast. It'll go by fast.
Yeah, it goes by fast.
It was nice to have her. It was fun.
Yeah.
For my birthday.
I know she hadn't seen you on, it's been a long
Yeah.
time, yeah. So she had a lot of fun. She was like, I can't wait to see him again.
She's so awesome. Nice. Well, for me, the usual work. But yeah. Other than that, just work and trying to get back into working out, guys.
Oh my
Oh my
God,
gosh,
it's a
yes.
struggle.
I mean, come on. It's not the funnest thing to do, but I'm just like I had told y'all before. Adam is like almost all week he goes, and I try to use that as my motivation. It hasn't helped. You know, it's like by the time you get home, and then oh I gotta do this, and oh I gotta do that, oh I gotta do dinner, or oh like for me it's I have practice, and you know just all these things, and by the time I know it, it's 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and, oh, I gotta get ready for bed. Or, not really, because the other day me and Gloria stayed up watching TV. But anyway, that's a different story.
That's different.
This is us. She made me watch it.
Gloria
Oh,
had
what
not
time?
seen
Yeah.
it.
I only got into 2 episodes. I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed.
It was so good.
But I wanted to keep watching it. So.
It's a really good show.
Yeah. So,
I know, I try getting back into routine because, like y'all know, I haven't worked in a long time, but I just started working, taking care of my nephew. So he's only 3 months, so he's baby, so he needs all the attention and love, and so it's hard because sometimes he gets there like at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know. So I have him till 4:30, and
Oh wow.
what is it called? So I don't have time, you know. He doesn't sleep long enough for me to go work out, or I have to be watching him. And I've been really contemplating about waking up like at 4 o'clock, doing my workout, taking a shower, and then waking up Jojo, getting him ready, and then having the baby, you know, just starting off like
Yeah.
that. Because in the afternoon time, he gets home, and I want to spend time with him because I only have a few hours with him, and then he has to go to bed. So yeah, it's been really hard.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say, yeah, love, wake me up at 5:30. Yeah, right. He's like, no, wake up. Forget it.
I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Sleep is precious.
I know, girl. We're gonna wake up at 4 a.m.
I
You got the
know.
crown.
Yes, props.
No.
But yeah, we're here.
I think we just gotta get that motivation. You know,
Yeah.
just that
Yeah.
certain motivation. Like that certain workout that you like come home or like whatever your day, you're like, oh shoot, I need to do that. You know, and I just haven't had that either. Like,
I know I keep telling
Yeah.
myself in my head, like, okay, you got this. Like, you can, like, you know, start watching what you're doing, start eating right, start working out. And then my motivation right now is our Friendsgiving
Yeah.
thing. And we want to do cocktail dresses. So that's my
Oh my
thing.
God.
So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I got a month. And I keep saying it, but it doesn't come out of me.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It doesn't.
No,
God.
the other day, I come right and I'm all my workout clothes and everything. And then I get on, because I like the YouTube workouts. So I put it on, and then my mistake was I sat down. So I sit down and I'm going through YouTube videos. And I'm watching, oh, that's cool, Zumba. Oh, yoga. And then by the time I know it's like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I didn't find the right video. So that's the thing. Like you're right, and it's finding the right stuff that you feel like, I can't wait to go do that. You know. So I guess sometimes too, it's working out with others.
Other people.
That's the big thing.
I know when Sandra comes home, she works out with me. We go running or, well, this last time we didn't get to because we had the baby. But prior, like, we would go running and we would work out at home and stuff. And I loved it. Like, I'm like, yeah, let's go. We're motivating each other. And when I'm by myself, I'm just like, I don't want to.
Has Sandra, since you've met her, like, has she always liked to work out or?
Yes. Well, when I first met her, I was chunky and she was fit. She had gone through a lot of prior things before I met her. So she was working out. She was real thin and stuff. And I was like, dang. So I didn't ever think she would want to talk to me because, you know, she was a real pretty girl. I had a lot of insecurities about myself.
Don't we all?
Yeah, so when I got introduced to her, I was like, yeah, hook it up, let me meet her. But then on the back of my head, like, I'm just kidding. Like, this girl's not gonna go for me, right? Mm-hmm. So my friend sends her a picture of myself, and she's like, and then Sandra messaged me on Facebook, and I'm like, what? Okay, so we start talking. Mind you, she's a truck driver, so she's out on the road all the time. So I didn't get to meet her right away. We talked on the phone for, I would say about 2 months. We talked on the phone. Finally, she was gonna come into town. She got with our friend, and she said, "Hey, let's meet up. I want to meet her in person." So we ended up meeting at Chacho's. Girl, oh my God. So she's there, and me and my friend get there, we're waiting for her, and I'm like, she's not going to show up. Like, she's not going to show up. Well, find out when I'm talking to her on the phone, I'm like, hey, because I asked our friend, well, how tall is she? Because I've always had that problem. And I don't even feel like I'm that tall. I think I'm average, but I have a problem with short people.
You're not average, Mexican, mamacita. No.
You're super tall.
Well, I'm
You're tall for a Mexican.
I'm 5'7", so that's...
For a Mexican.
Yeah. So I always have that problem. So I asked my friend how tall. She's like, oh, she's like your height. She's tall, right? And I'm like, cool. Yes. All right. So then I'm talking to Sandra on the phone, and I'm like, hey, so I have to ask you, how tall are you? And she's like, oh, well, how tall are you? And I'm like, and I had confidence, right? Because she had already told me she was tall. And I was like, oh, I'm 5'6", 5'7". And she's like, oh. So I don't know if you're gonna want to continue talking to me. And I'm like, why? And she's like, I'm 5'1", 5'2". And I'm like, oh my goodness, what happened to that? Like, she said you were my height. Well, of course, my friend is short. I think she's even shorter than you. She's short, so everybody's taller than her.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So me being chunky and then finding out that she's shorter than me, and I'm like, she's really not gonna like me. So we get to Chacho's, and I'm like, she's not gonna come. She's not gonna come. I'm over here drinking my margaritas and chingas, like all nervous. And I'm like, are you coming? She's like, yeah, I'm coming. I had to take a shower. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. So she gets there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm not even gonna stand up. You can walk up to me. So she gives me a hug. I'm still sitting down. And then it was really nice. It was fun. We got along really well. It was like, I mean, of course, we had already been talking for 2 months on the phone, but it was like we didn't skip a beat. Like it was just, so then it was time to go. So then, yes. So then my friend's like, hey, let's go back to my house. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I get up and I'm like kind of moving further away from her so we're not standing next to each other. And I'm like, hi. So then we left, and I mean, it's still, I mean, it was fine after that. And, but we have like our wedding pictures and stuff, and we're dancing, and it's like this. She's like, dang it, what were you wearing? I'm like, my boots? She's like, I told you to be barefooted. I was like, I'm sorry.
Flats.
I know.
Yeah, so
She would wear platforms.
I told her, I was like, babe, you should have bought like those boots. Well, we were trying to find the boots that have the bigger heel, which are dancing boots for women. But when she tried them on, I was like, oh no, your foot's too little. Go buy your men boots.
Booties.
I'm like, no, babe, I'm sorry. But that's how we met. So we met through a mutual friend, and but I really didn't want to meet nobody at that time. I had already gone through so many issues before then. I just wanted to be single. I just wanted to focus on Mijo, but no, it was a blessing in disguise, and we've been together for 7 years. October 27th is gonna be 7 years. So yeah.
It's always when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Least expect, you know. And it's always when you're like determined, I'm not gonna meet nobody. Yeah.
I mean, the same day I broke up with my previous relationship is the same day I started talking to her, and we didn't stop since then.
That's awesome.
So I didn't have no time for myself. And she asked me, she's like, "Are you sure you want to continue talking? Like, you don't want to gather yourself together, figure yourself out?" And I'm like, "No," because I wasn't ever used to that. Like, I was always used to having somebody. I was like, "No, I'm good, I'm good." And she's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're probably like, oh, we're just friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Now
And then
yeah.
it moved on from there. And it did with each other, and yeah. So yeah.
I don't think I had heard your meet cute story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a neat cute story.
It's fun, right? 'Cause like we're best friends and we think we've heard it all.
And we don't know. Yeah.
I don't think we know like your full story.
No. Please pray tell.
Oh no.
No, okay, so
She's ready to start crying.
oh my
Oh, don't cry.
for those of y'all that don't know, I'm super sensitive.
When she cries, she makes everybody cry.
No, they all know beforehand if I'm already, if it's a sad story, they're already looking at me. Gloria, are you okay?
Waiting for them to come down.
Anyway, and so I met Marlon through a friend at a bar. So I can't really say it was technically a bar story because I didn't go there to meet him. I went to the bar and that's where I met him, but that's not where we met. Anyway, I went there to meet a friend, and I was with my friend Joanne. My friend was working there, and he's like doing poker and darts and stuff. And so I went to meet him. I walk in, and I actually I say lock eyes kind of thing. I saw him, he sees me, but I didn't know him obviously. And I told you.
No, I'm sorry. No song came through your head, and you like locked eyes. Oh yeah.
No first song.
I know, right? I don't know. It's more like a noise, like oh.
There you go. Okay, continue on.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that didn't come to mind. But what did come to mind was I look at Joanne, I'm like, hey, cute. And Joanne, of course, is always hyping me up. Get it, mama? And I was like, whatever, right? Not thinking anything of it. And so I'm going to go give my friend a hug. He's at the jukebox. I give him a hug. Marlon comes into his side of view. And he's like, oh, hey, Marlon, this is my best friend, Gloria. And he's like, ooh. He turns around and comes over there. I go to shake his hand, and he's like, oh, no, baby girl, I hug. And I was like, okay. So, again. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, I mean, that's how we met. And then we were friends for about a year and a half. But he always tried to sneak that little, let's go out. And I was like, oh, no. Even though the back of my head was like, you dummy, why are you saying no? Yeah. But yeah. So we were friends for like a year and a half, and then I finally gave in and said yes. And we went to an Italian restaurant because Italian's his favorite. And then went to see Age of Adeline. That was back in 2015. Yeah, 15. And after that first date, it just kept going. He's like, yeah. He's like, you're stuck with me now. I'm like, are you stuck with me now? And then we got married in last year, in November 2017. So this year, we're going to be a year already, guys.
Jeez, that went by fast.
Super fast.
Oh my God, we just celebrated, right? It feels like the other day that we celebrated your bachelorette party.
Yeah.
What was just last year?
I know. Whole different story.
Oh God.
That was fun.
We were laughing the other night at the videos of the games.
I know, I was telling Dea, I said, have you heard there's that little shark do.
Oh my God, I love that song. I love
this lady is recording her husband, and he's like, but why am I doing this? And she's like, because everybody's doing it, just do it. He's like, but why? And like her laugh of him doing it is me. I was laughing more at her laughing at him than I did in the video. And one of my laughs is the Windex bottle. It comes out every now and then. It's a Windex bottle. Anyway, so she had it too, and I was telling Dea. So anyway, I said, yeah, do you remember watching my Bachelorette videos? And she's like, I don't think I've seen them. And so I pull them up. You can hear me in the background. I'm doing that, and I'm coughing because I'm hysterically laughing at y'all doing the games.
Oh my goodness, it was so funny.
It was fun.
That was cool.
Love it.
But yeah, so that's how I. So technically, it was at a bar, but yeah.
That's so cool. That's nice.
Well, I met my husband Joel at work. Yeah.
That's it.
There was no song for you walking, but when he was walking
Yes,
by.
I was like, hello. Yeah. Well, I was married at the time, so I was just like, oh, hello. So, but I was like, whoa, what the heck? I was like, I'm married, whatever. So I kept on working, and then we were just like friends, like for 5 years. And then after I got divorced, I emailed him, and I was like, hey, I don't know what I asked him. And so
What's your favorite color? I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
I was all like, so, you have straight teeth.
After 5 years.
Like, we would talk a little bit, but not like serious or anything. And then like after I emailed him, we were just like talking back and forth, and I was like, that's weird. Like our conversation kept going. Like it wasn't like awkward or anything like that. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So then I told him that me and my friends had went to the movies, and he was like, oh, we should go. And I was like, yeah, we should, right? Another movie. And so I was like, hey guys, like, let's get together and watch another movie. And then like after the movie, he was like, no, I meant we should go. And I was like, oh. I thought, you should have said that. But yeah, he claims that I invited everybody to our first date. But I was like,
I was just gonna say, so you
yeah.
had a first date group?
Yeah, it was a first date. So,
With
And it
chaperones?
wasn't us.
Right in the middle.
It was a work date.
And it wasn't us.
It was a work
Oh.
deal.
Messed up.
But yeah, after that we just kind of hit it off, and then he was all like, I want to marry you. I was like, what? I was like, oh my god, hold up. I was like, wait a minute, just got out one. But no, I was like, okay. I was like, sure. Oh my god, how he proposed, I felt so bad. I don't know if I've told y'all, but he took me downtown to, it was like a Brazil restaurant. I don't remember what it was called. But he said he was gonna propose there, but I guess like I don't know if that we just had a bad batch of food that day, because I like heard like it was super awesome, and I was like, all right, I was all like anxious, and I was like, I want to try this food and that food, so I love food, and but yeah, I was like, that was alright. I was like, and then I was like looking forward to some banana. The plantain, like they fry them and stuff. I was I was so looking forward to that, and it just felt like gooey, and it wasn't good, and I was just so depressed. I was like, whatever. And so he was upset too, because he I don't know what he expected, but so I was in my car, and we had because it's hot in Texas always. So we're in my car, and I drive because he hates driving downtown. So I was driving, and I had the AC up like really high, and I was like, and I was over here cleaning my glasses, all cool, my sunglasses. I was like, let me clean them real quick. And he's all, Rach, I love you, and blah blah blah. And I was all, yeah, huh? And he had the ring out and everything, and he was like, I love you, and I was all, sure. I was like, yeah, me too. And he was all, Rachel, and like he said like all this like nice stuff, and he was all, Rachel, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh shoot. He's like, I was like, okay. but I totally ruined that. So.
Oh.
But if it wasn't ruined, I don't think it would have been perfect.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly. That
cute.
was perfect.
See, now who's gonna cry? Now she's guys here. See?
Suck it in, suck it in.
How's that little guy from
Oh,
Cloudy with a Chance
yeah.
of Meatballs?
We don't watch kids movies.
I haven't ever seen those.
What?
So cute.
I started watching it and then I stopped watching.
Oh,
I think Jojo would really like
Yeah.
it.
Really?
Cloudy with
Both
a
of
Chance of
them.
Meatballs.
Both of
Yeah.
them, yeah, they were both really good. You know how they do the sequel stuff and
Oh yeah.
I won't work them.
Yeah.
Jay's not gonna get away with it.
Oh.
Oh.
You're still got salute in your
I'm hyped up for church today. That's good. Okay, let me do my short. So we met back in 2010. And we were first friends. We met at a church event and we actually spent a weekend together, working together with like my previous church and his previous church. So, first time, it was kind of informal, kind of not, I don't know, because I walk in, we were going to practice, and he was doing sound, and, we're introducing, when you meet like a bunch of people at the same time, like, you don't remember names, like, hey, but I remember. So we're like, hey, what's up, hey, right?
And he remembered your name, of course.
Of course. And so, we practiced, we do what we had to do, and then he was asking another person, like, hey, what's that girl's name, or number, or what's she about? And I'm over there, playing and singing, and I'm over here, like, no idea what he's doing, right? So then there was, the event was a couple of weeks later, and I had kind of totally forgotten about everybody that we met. I remember him, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't really remember what everyone was about. So I forgot that I was going to work with him because I was in charge of like the music people that were going to go sing and perform. He was doing sound. So it was hot, it was Easter, and we were outside the whole time. And he would not leave my side the whole time.
Sort of like now.
Like, he's chickling. Period. But I love you, honey. And so everywhere I go, like, he'd go, and then where he'd go, there goes Dave. So the long story short, after that weekend, we're putting away all of our stuff, and it's Sunday. And well, first of all, I was super duper impressed because he could play bass, and I have a thing for musicians.
Who doesn't?
Like, wow, check you out, right? So, I was like, wow, he's cool. And so then Sunday comes around, and we're putting all of our stuff away, and we were all sharing equipment and stuff, and then he was like, I could see him, like, he'd come, and then he'd go away, and then he'd come, and then he'd go away, and I'm like, this dude. And so then finally, right, third time's the charm. Hey, like, try to be cool.
That's
So, can I have your number? And I was putting someone, I was like, why? I was like, why?
She was gonna make him work for it.
And I was like, why? What for? And then he's like, well, just in case you take something or I take something of yours or whatever. And I'm like, uh-huh. And I'm like, yeah, sure, give me your number. Give me your phone. So I put my digits and his phone number, his phone, and so then he leaves, and then it was at the park, and this dude was halfway around the park, and he's calling me already, and I'm like, oh, no, he's not, and so I'm like, reject. Oh, it's like, what am I gonna say? Hi, I still see you. So I was like, I'll call him back later, and then everyone was already not making fun, but just kind of like, ooh, Daya, you and that guy? So then I go home, and we were on the go the whole weekend, so I was so tired. So I really don't recall calling him back that same day, I don't think. Maybe later that night, super late. And I think the first night we talked, it was till like 4 or 5 in the morning. We spent all night talking. Anything and everything. And then like, he'd fall asleep, and then I'm like, well, that's done. And then, he'd call me back. And I'm like, you fell asleep. I know, but let's keep talking. I'm like, okay. So that was for a good 8 months, just talking on the phone, hanging out. We had our first date. We went to dinner and a movie. I did all the talking at the restaurant. I was so tired of talking because he was like so quiet. And I'm like, so, what do you like to do? And then he'd be like, sleeping. Like one simple answer, and I'm like, next question. And then, I feel like I was interrogating, you know.
You brought out your notebook.
I know. Knowing me and my list.
I know. Dana's always prepared.
Yeah, she is.
I try. And then, so then finally, 8 months later, I said yes to him. He calls them the 8 long months of torture. And we got engaged 6 months later, and then we got married about 9 months later. So we've been married. We just celebrated our 6-year anniversary, and 8 years of knowing each other. And it's funny because today I was getting ready, and I don't know what happened, and I got embarrassed. Right? He's like, "I'm your husband. Why are you getting embarrassed?" And I'm like, "Cause I almost fell down." And then he's like, "We've known each other for 8." I'm like, "I know, but I still can't, you know, it takes me a while." He goes, "Really, 8 years?" And I'm like, "Don't judge me." But yeah, that's how we met in the ministry, and we're still, you know, going strong, and we love, I think that's why I fell in love with him. It's like, at that point where you were at, where gone through a serious relationship, a not serious relationship, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm all about Jesus right now, and he's my boyfriend. Everybody back away. Mm-hmm. And then here comes Adam, you know, and I was like, no, dude, don't do this to me, you know. And he was so insistent. So, and even my dad goes, no, but if I was him, I would have quit a long time ago, you know. And I'm like, Dad, it's not that I'm trying to play hard to get. That's not the thing. It's just I'm tired. I mean, I wasn't even that old. I was 23, 24, and I'm like, for me, it's serious now. Mm-hmm. You know, because you got to start thinking, okay, where is this going to lead? Am I going to get heartbroken again? I've done that, been there, done. Mm-hmm. So Adam proved me very wrong in many, many aspects. So now we're here, happily married. And that really puts things into perspective, you know, after hearing everybody's opinion, well, not opinion, but just stories. Mm-hmm. So it's really good to know, and then just like the importance of how we're all such good friends, but yet each story is different because y'all were at a bar, through a mutual friend, church, work, and how many of you out there have met people in these situations? Or even crazy situations. I know I've heard other friends where they meet their spouses or significant other way out of, you know, the thinking of, oh yeah, I'm going to meet my spouse one day at a bar or at church. So that's why we love sharing. So share with us. And then also next week, join us, since we are going to be talking about some other very funny things. We'll give you a hint, but you will see the hint on social media. So follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and we will be posting more or less what we'll be talking about. Mm-hmm. And so that is it for this week. Mm-hmm. So remember,
friends are food for the soul.
Bye.
Bye.